Let's finish up the digital aspect of our baby book by getting this ready to cut on our Cricut. So I've opened up my SVG file so you can take a look and remember what we had. Remember, these are all separate layers, and I saved it as an SVG. So let me go back here. So I'm going to open up Surecuts a lot. I'm just making it so the mat fits on my screen, and you can do that by going to View and then Fit to Window. And that's how I want it to be. Alright. And so now I want to import that SVG file and place it on my cutting mat so I can cut it. So if I go to SVG, and you'll navigate to whatever the folder is that you have yours in, and you're going to choose the baby. You can see here it is, all the layers of it. I'm going to open it. So here are my layers. Notice that they're all together. That's because it's one SVG file, and I want to separate it out when I put it on my board. Now the reason I imported it like this all together is so that I can adjust the proportion of it at the same time. So you can see this is quite large. It's over the mat size, so I'm going to come over here to the right. I'm going to keep my proportions the same, and then I'm going to change it so the width is, and I'm going to decide, oh, I don't know, I want it to be 10 inches wide. So that's going to adjust my width and my height and keep it proportional. So this is the size that my book's going to be. And again, I can't leave it like this because it's going to cut on these lines and they're all going to cut over each other and it's not going to really be anything. So what I need to do is, with the object selected, I'm going to go to Object, Ungroup. So that's going to break apart all my pieces. So here's my B, and I can just move that wherever I want. My A, other B, and my Y in this case. Let's see. I can select this one. There we go. Now notice that these chipboards are still connected. We'll take care of that in a minute. For now, I'm going to select the BA, BY. I'm going to cut that, so Control X, and then I'm going to create a new page. So I'm going to go to Page at the top and add a page. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this Letters so I know what it is when I come back to it. So you can see at the top, I'm at Letters now. It's selected and highlighted, and I've got a blank page, so I'm going to paste. So here's my baby letters, and I can arrange them however I want to make them the most of my cutting surface. If I'm going to use all the same color, I might want to put them pretty close together so I can save some paper. If I'm going to use different colors so I can attach maybe a couple squares of colors, I might want to separate them out. And you can do that however you want. Make sure you don't change the proportions of this because we already changed it globally with everything so that they're going to match. And so we want to make sure that everything is matching. Let's go back here to page 1. Here are the chipboard pages, and as you remember, they're still connected. So I want to separate these out, so I'm going to go to Object, and no, it's already ungrouped. So this was one group altogether, so I'm going to break it apart this time into its individual paths. So now you can see that it's broken apart, and I'm going to lay this out on my page to make the most of cutting. Now this is going to be the chipboard, and so I want to make sure that I've got plenty of room for everything that I need. Maybe I'll move this. Looks like I might need 2 pages in order to do this one. Maybe I'll rotate this one a couple times so it'll fit on the page, something like that. So this one here looks like it's a little extra, so I'm going to cut that, Control X, and I'm going to create a new page, and this is going to be the chipboard page. So let's type that in here, chipboard. Oops. And I'm going to call this chipboard 2 because the first page is the first one. I'm going to paste that, and you can put it wherever you'd like. Alright, so there's my second B. This first page, I'm going to edit this page, so double click on it, and I'm going to change it to chipboard 1, just so I know what it is. Alright, and I can move these pages around at the top so they're organized however I want. So here's chipboard 1, here's chipboard 2, and here are my letters ready to be cut out. So now, if I wanted to, I can go ahead and cut it right now. And you can save this file as a Sure Cuts a Lot file by going to File, Save Project, and giving it a name. And I like to save it in the same folder as my Word book is, so Word Books Baby. And I'm just going to call this Baby. I don't need to change it at all. But this is going to be all the individual parts, okay? So if I go to that folder, let me go find it under my documents. It's under Inkscape, is how I have it saved. Alright, Word Books, Baby. Here are all the files I have associated with it. I've got my PNG file, which is my preview file. Remember we saved this last time. This is my Sure Cuts a Lot file, and you can't preview it, but if you double click on it and open it, you're going to come back to this 3-page project that you've saved. And I've also got my baby file, my SVG file, which is this, the original file. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this down, close everything down, and that's it. So once you have everything in your Sure Cuts a Lot, you can go ahead and cut using your Cricut. Next time, come back and I'm going to talk to you about how to cut chipboard on your Cricut using this project and cutting out the letters, and we're going to put everything together next time. So we're going to have a finished project. If you have any questions, please post to the blog post and let me know. I'd love to help you out. Enjoy!